Today, we're cracking open a book that's basically a legendary blueprint for success, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And when I say legendary, I mean it's created more millionaires than almost anything else out there. This thing isn't just a book, it's a formula, right? And it's been tested for almost 100 years. So, let's dive in and see what makes it tick.
You know that feeling, right? Where you're doing everything you're supposed to. You're working hard, you're trying to save, you're making plans, but it feels like you're just spinning your wheels. Like you're so close, but you just can't break through. Well, Napoleon Hill has a name for that. He calls it being 3 feet from gold. And he says, hey, it's not bad luck. It's because you're missing the blueprint.
So for over 80 years now, this book has been the go-to guide for millions of people. And at the heart of it all is this powerful secret. It's a formula for success that's less about just working yourself to the bone, that hustle culture thing. And it's more about a very specific mindset. And get this, the secret came straight from one of the richest men in history.
And who was that man? None other than the steel titan Andrew Carnegie. He spotted this young, ambitious journalist, Napoleon Hill, and basically gave him the challenge of a lifetime. He said, I want you to spend the next 20 years studying the most successful people on the planet, figure out their formula, write it all down, and then share it with the world. And you know what? Hill took him up on it. This is the result of that incredible quest.
Okay, so where do you even start on a journey like this? You might think it's about having startup cash or knowing the right people or having a fancy degree. But according to Hill, nope, it all kicks off with something much more fundamental, a single powerful emotion, desire.
And this quote from Hill just nails it, doesn't it? All achievement, all earned riches have their beginning in an idea. Before you ever see a dime, before you lay a single brick of a business, it has to exist up here in your head as a thought, a clear idea, a real purpose. The money you can hold in your hand, that's just the physical outcome of the fortune you build in your mind first. All right? And this is where it stops being philosophy and gets super practical. Hill lays out a 6-step formula to take that fuzzy dream and turn it into something real. It's not enough to just say, yeah, I want to be rich. You have to get crystal clear. How much money exactly? What's the deadline? And hey, what are you going to give in return? Because nothing's free. Then you write it all down in one clear statement. And this is the key. You read it out loud twice a day, every day. The idea is to drill it so deep into your subconscious that it becomes your default setting. And let's be really clear here. This is not just wishful thinking. We're not making a vision board and hoping for the best. This whole process is about creating what Hill calls a burning desire. We're talking about a desire that's so intense it becomes an obsession. It's the first thing you think about when you wake up, and it's what drives every single thing you do. Okay? But a burning desire, that's the spark, right? To turn that spark into a raging fire that doesn't burn out, you need an engine, a really powerful one. And for Hill, that engine has 2 key parts, decision and persistence. So Hill actually did the research. He studied over 25,000 people who had, failed. And one of the biggest reasons they failed was a simple lack of decision. Procrastinating, always waiting for the perfect moment that never comes, or worse, letting other people think for you. Hill calls this an enemy, and it's one you have to beat.
And look at this comparison. It just leaves it out so clearly. The successful people he studied, they all had this one habit in common. They made decisions fast, and they stuck with them. Sure, they got the facts they needed, but they didn't get lost in analysis paralysis. Now, the unsuccessful folks, they either take forever to decide, if they ever do, or they make a decision and then bail at the first sign of a problem.
So, once you've made that quick, firm decision, what's next? Persistence. Hill has this great analogy. He says it's like the heat and pressure that turns ordinary carbon into super strong steel. That's what persistence is. It's that sustained effort, that grit to just keep pushing forward when everything's telling you to stop. That's what turns a wish into actual cash.
And I mean, history is just packed with examples of this. Just think about Thomas Edison. People talk about his 10,000 failures before he got the light bulb right, but he didn't see it that way at all. For him, it was 10,000 steps toward the solution. Or look at Henry Ford. Started with nothing, poor, uneducated, but he just would not give up on his vision for a car everyone could own. What's the one thing these guys had in common? They absolutely refused to give up. Period. So what's the kryptonite for persistence? Usually it's fear. And one of the biggest fears is the fear of poverty. What's so cool is that Hill breaks this down into actual symptoms like a doctor would. Just look at this table. Indecision, doubt, worry, procrastination. Do any of these sound familiar? The idea is if you can spot the symptom in yourself, you can start to deal with the root cause, that fear that's holding you back.
If you are finding this video helpful, please make sure to hit that like button and share it with someone who this might help and be a benefit to their financial decision-makings. Your support means a lot to me and helps the channel grow, allowing the YouTube algorithm to show this content to a bigger crowd. More people can benefit from these ideas and hopefully improve their financial well-being.
Okay, so let's say you've got the desire. You're making decisions and you're being persistent. That's amazing. But if you want to play in the big leagues, if you want to achieve really massive things, you need a power-up. You need a way to multiply your force. And that's where Hill's next big idea comes in, harnessing the power of the mastermind.
But first, we got to redefine what we even mean by power. For Hill, power isn't about being the boss or having brute strength. True power is organized and intelligently directed knowledge. It's about having the right info and, more importantly, a smart plan for how to use it. So the big question is, where does all that knowledge come from?
Well, this is where you get it, the mastermind. Hill believed this principle was absolutely essential. The concept is simple. You get together a small group of people, 2 or more, who are all on the same page working towards a common goal in total harmony. You brainstorm, you share ideas, you support each other. And when you do that, Hill says something incredible happens. It's like a third mind, a more powerful, invisible mind is created from the group.
And this isn't just some abstract feel-good idea. This is real. Andrew Carnegie himself said his entire fortune was built by his mastermind group, a team of about 50 key people. He didn't do it alone. Same with Henry Ford. His biggest leaps forward happened after he started hanging out with other geniuses like Thomas Edison and Harvey Firestone. They literally amplified each other's brain power.
All right, we've gone through all the core pieces of the puzzle. Now it's time to put it all together into one simple blueprint that you can actually use.
And here it is, the secret formula, all on one page. Step 1, define your desire. Be super specific, using those 6 steps we covered. Step 2, master your mindset. That means making decisions quickly and being stubbornly persistent even when you fail. 3, you've got to face your fears. Identify those symptoms like doubt and procrastination and conquer them. And finally, number 4, multiply your power by building your own mastermind group.
So there you have it, the exact blueprint that has built massive fortunes for decades. The secret's out of the bag. Now the only question that matters is the one Napoleon Hill would ask you directly. What's the first definite step you are going to take? Not next week, not tomorrow, but right now, today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Finance Puppy, and here's to a better financial tomorrow. Cheers!